And it's that time of the month, friends. Technically, we're in September, but screw it. Whenever the weeks kind of start and stop, like in the middle, I just continue on with the week of. And it's the speed round. As always, with the speed round, I pick a certain amount of who would win topics where I look at it and go, probably isn't going to really make sense to do it in a straight video. So, with that said, we got, how many topics are there right here? I think 6 to 7? Yeah, we got, I overdid myself this time. I got 7 or who would win suggestions that I felt could fit in the video. Because with the speed rounds, I don't spend a lot of time on each one. Maybe I'll spend a minute or two talking, but overall, I'm just like, okay, we're one and done it real quick. So this first one, Chucky versus Ghoul from, I believe it's the Sinister series, from Caden Gracia. Chucky the doll who knows a lot of voodoo. That's why he was able to possess a doll body before he actually died. And Bagul is still very up in the air. Wait a second. Bagul, Sinister. I'm going to just see if anyone has answered. Okay. That's right. He's an ancient Babylonian, I think, demon, is it? He's an ancient Babylonian demon. Ancient Babylonian pagan deity which consumes the souls of human children, possesses a realm of his own, and can travel the world via imagery. The long and short here is that he's more than a man. He is a deity of some kind. He's supernatural. He's technically immortal, ageless. He feeds on souls. Chucky, in essence, just doesn't have anything to hurt him. He's got a butcher knife most of the time, improvised weapons, but we have no idea how that even affects Bagul anyway. So, except for his soul manipulation, which Bagul would probably be like, yeah, whatever, and just take out his soul probably, and then realize, nope, don't want this, and just ragdoll him around. That's all he is. Chucky, for all of his scariness, is still in a doll's body. He's not physically powerful. So you can literally just punt his ass across the room and just keep doing that. It's like, boom, and to soccer. Ole. So, yeah. Chucky would lose this fight. I fully believe that. Quicksilver versus Virgil, which came to us from Nolan and Jarrett. This one is definitely probably among the closest ones I have here. Because speed-wise, it's a little difficult to determine how fast Virgil is compared to Quicksilver. Yes, Virgil can move at hypersonic, if not light speeds, at least in terms of reaction time, but he doesn't travel that fast. Whereas Quicksilver can. I think his upper limit is like low light speed, and he thinks on that level too, which is very different. So I think the initial confrontation would be him kind of blitzing Virgil for a little bit until Virgil finally just gets fed up, because Virgil's durability greatly surpasses Quicksilver. Add on the fact that he's a skilled swordsman, half demon, can literally cut through near anything, including dimensions, and massive regeneration. I think this is a battle of attrition, but it's a battle that Virgil would ultimately win, in my opinion. Let's see. Next up, we have Light Yagami versus a BX Command Droid, Shetland Varys. Or Shuttingham, or whatever Shuttings Varys. I think that's the name of the person. Light Yagami. We don't know how the Death Note works against inorganic life forms. We have no idea. Do droids have a soul? Do they have an afterlife? All that. I think the sad truth is, no, it would not. So really, this is just him thinking, was that guy in a suit or something? And just tries it, nothing. Tries the Reaper eyes, nothing happens. It's like, what are you? And just like, and he just kills Light. I don't think the Death Note will work. And conversely, let's just say the Death Note does work. Well, then the BMX droid just dies. It's that simple. Either it works or it doesn't work. In which case, Light is done for, or the droid is done for. Either way, it's a quick loss. So that leads us into the next one, which is where we go. Yep, coming to us from Joshua Dunn, I believe. Doomslayer versus, I believe that's Joshua Dunn. Doomslayer versus Deathstroke. Again, this is one of those cases where Doomslayer has literally beaten Hell back multiple times. He's like an incarnation of like anti-Hell. I can't remember exactly Doomslayer's whole shtick. But I know he's way beyond a souped-up human, admittedly, like Deathstroke. As Deathstroke has not doesn't even have close to the feats that Doomslayer has. He does have impressive feats. He can capitalize on the weaknesses of his opponents, like having a kryptonite flash bomb for Superman, all that. Hypothetically, if there is a weakness Doomslayer has, Deathstroke could pick up on it and exploit it, but that would probably take forever to do. And even with his durability and endurance and all that, I think Doomslayer will take the win on that. Yeah, that's just a matter of time, and Deathstroke just not having the ability to do anything afterwards. So then we move on to, coming to us from, where's the next person's name here? There it is. Coltmath Allen? Did I write that name right? Oh, it's Sabo Firefist. So that was another one. Sabo Firefist and Coltmath Allen, I think it is. Maybe. I'm probably butchering that name horribly. Ben Tennyson versus Lobo. This comes down to just one question. What version of Ben are you using? If you're using the original series Ben, Lobo is beating his ass down. You could hurt Lobo, but Lobo's regeneration is just going to completely neg any damage he's taking. Even Forearms is not going to be anywhere near strong enough to take him on. Heat Blast could keep him at bay for a little bit. Ghost Freak could avoid being hit, but Accelerate's just not fast. 500 miles an hour for speed is nothing compared to what Lobo has to deal with. Technically speaking, he should be smarter even than Gray Matter. Upgrade possesses guns, but not much coming from that. And the remaining aliens he has just don't have the firepower to really do much to him. But that's original series Ben. And then there's also the alternate timeline series Ben, where he had, Livewire, who could absorb energy, including like the energy of a Big Bang. That's great, but Lobo would just say frag it and then beat him down with his fists. Really, when you're looking at Ben though, you got to look at all the versions of him. And once you add Alien X into the equation, it's game over for Lobo. Lobo is not powerful enough to take on an individual who can literally manipulate reality on a whim. Could literally wipe out his existence if he really wanted to. Lobo just does not have that level of power. He can survive being dead and reincarnate, but not survive just having his existence wiped out or anything. If anything, a Celestial Sapien could honestly just consider him an annoyance and just lock him away, turn him into a duck or something. Duck Lobo, which I just realized I now inadvertently referenced Howard the Duck and Lobo the Duck. So yeah, and even then, even if Alien X is stuck trying to figure out, what should we do? Lobo just tries to take it on. Lobo doesn't have the power to defeat this type of being. I mean, in theory, you could make a weapon that could do something, but to straight out kill it, no, I don't think so. So there's that one. Then from Draymond 8, so yeah. Ben would take the win, except for OG Ben, but that's the majority of Ben's is non-OG Ben. So then we have from Draymond, I believe it's Draymond 18? No, Primal Agumon, Draymond 18. Agumon versus Stitch. And sorry for you Agumon and Digimon fans out there, Agumon would get his teeth kicked in. Most he has is a little fireball, which would annoy Stitch for a little bit, and then Stitch would beat the living hell out of Agumon. Probably wouldn't kill him, but would beat the hell out of Agumon. This is because Stitch is a genetically engineered monster of basically all the creatures in the galaxy that he was in. Has durability enough to survive plasma blasts, giant explosions, vacuum space, strength to lift massive amounts of weight, speed, enhanced genius and intellect, ability to invent things on the fly. He's completely out of a rookie Digimon like Agumon's league, who only has basic melee attacks and his pepper breath. That's it. So yeah, Agumon would get his literal teeth clapped in. Last, but certainly not least here, we have from Clyde5520, and this one was actually requested for a birthday. I didn't bring it up because I had actually, when you suggested, I had already planned for it to be the next, to be on the list, and that is Professor Utonium, Rick Sanchez, and Doofenshmirtz. Who wins in a fight? If you're talking about who's smarter, well, or who actually would win in a fight. If it's a fight, it's Rick, because Rick's the only one who really gets to do fights regularly, and has tech for that. If you're talking about who's smarter, I'm sorry, that's also Rick. Neither of these guys had invented dimensional portal travel at all. Yes, one created life, and one makes lots of wacky inventions and stuff like that. But Rick, first off, Rick can make life no problem. He created an entire universe to power his goddamn car. Entire society's evolved. Yeah, no, Rick is the smarter and the tougher individual in this group. So while I hate to tell you this, I know you'd love me to go more in depth on that, but that's why this is a speed round. I'm not going in depth on things. This is just to get the verses out of the way, which I know for a fact would not be that even. And like I said yesterday, I should have probably added Iroh and Natsu to this list because that's a clap. Either way, though, yeah, that's a speed round for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow for just the standard who would win. And yeah, have a good one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if there's something you want us to do, let us know, and I'll get to it at some point. Later.